Hello and welcome to Should I Watch It? I'm Jason Cockroft.
I'm Jack Steptoe.
And today we're going to be reviewing 999.
Basically, the whole gist of the film is they're bank robbers.
Yeah.
They can't pull off this heist unless they pull a 999. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in a nutshell.
That's it, yeah. They're kind of under the thumb of the mafia. They've started doing jobs for them and now they're sort of threatening their lives if they don't carry on. And the heist they've been asked to do is impossible. So the only way they can do it is by keeping the police focus off of them. And by doing that, they do a 999, which, as it says in the trailer, is to kill a cop, which makes all the cops go to that call.
I was very surprised when I came into it. I thought this is going to be a great film. As soon as it came out, it was way better than I thought.
Yeah, I would say the same as well. I was really excited by the trailer. I thought it looked more like an action film on the trailer. And while it's got a lot of action in it, I think it's actually more of a drama, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a kind of thriller.
Yeah, definitely edge of your seat stuff. Like a lot of tension building in it. I kind of liken it to Sicario in that sense. Like it's the tension building is quite similar to that.
Yeah.
I think the best way to describe the film, and also if you like these films, then obviously this is one for you. I would say it's probably a mixture of The Departed, The Town, and Sicario.
The Town's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
That's right. Yeah. Which is really funny because it's obviously Casey Affleck, his younger brother, is in 999, and it's actually quite likened to the Town. I think The Town is a bit more depressing overall in tone. The Town is a similar idea with sort of like bank cops and heists and things like that, but it's so dark and moody.
In some ways, yes. There was a lot of violence. There was a lot of gore. Good thing that I liked about it as well was the fact that it wasn't like every other heist film. It wasn't bullets flying. It wasn't, got to shoot someone to make the heist happen. It was more of the tactical kind of side of it. How do you think the characters held up?
I think that strong characters. I think the best thing about the whole film, in my opinion, actually was related to the characters and the fact that it actually has you changing sides. I'm not going to go too far into it for spoilers, but it does have you changing sides. You might be behind certain characters at certain stages and you might change your mind at another stage, and the other way around, you might be against a character at one point and then grow to like them or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Casey Affleck I didn't really see him in the trailer a lot.
No, I didn't think he was going to be a big part from the trailer, actually.
Yeah, he was a very outcasted actor coming into it, but as soon as I saw him on the screen, it was like, wow, yeah, this guy's good. Like, he's suited for the role. He's a cop material kind of person.
Yeah, because he kind of plays like an ex-military cop. He's come out of the Marines or something, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He plays that so well. Like I actually thought he was maybe cast in the wrong role, but watching the film, he just nails it.
I mean, this is probably the first film that I've seen him in, that I'm aware of anyway. And I mean, for first impressions, absolutely blown out the water by his performance.
I totally agree. He was fantastic. None of the characters are particularly likeable.
No.
Like, you might get behind certain characters, but none of them are really likeable. But it's not a bad thing. Like, it actually makes some of the things that happen in the film easier to swallow because you're not really heavily invested in the character. You're not heavily invested because they're badly written characters. You're not heavily invested because they're not all nice people. Like, they're not straight, are they? You might think like, oh, well, he's a cool bank robber and he's a cop. But they're not. It's not like that. Some of them aren't nice people at all.
Yeah, I mean, the only straight flying people in this film are Woody Harrelson. And
well, even him though, because even like, again, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but even Woody Harrelson, although he's a very much a straight flying cop, he takes drugs and stuff all the time, and he does bend the rules a lot. So even he isn't completely straight flying, but he's
it's a very familiar role for Woody Harrelson, isn't it? It's
like in Hunger Games, a drunken
very
guy.
Comfortable in his own way.
Definitely, and once again, Woody Harrelson nails it like he always does. And Kate Winslet was brilliant. Again, it's another actor to bring up. Kate Winslet was brilliant as the mafia boss, which was surprising. So
very surprising.
Very cold. She was different as well. A lot of mafia bosses, they make him out to be quite evil and stuff, whereas like she wasn't really. She was evil, but not so obviously. The most obvious part of her trait was just coldness, which obviously you'd associate with a mafia boss. So
yeah, I mean, it was just turning people against people. kind of thing. Right. Should we watch this or should I watch it?
Yeah, the most important question of the video. Yeah, should I watch it? What's your thoughts, Jack?
Definitely. I mean, coming into 2016, this is probably, without Deadpool,
Yeah.
probably the best film I've watched so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we've got The Revenant as well. But...
yeah, I mean, I think it won up to Revenant just purely for the fact that it was a bit more my film.
Fair argument. I think as well. Yeah, it depends how you judge a film. I judge a film based on my enjoyment level more than anything. So although Revenant might have been a bit more of a masterpiecey type film,
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed Triple Nine more than Revenant as well. So I think I'd agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a film that you get bored in.
Yeah, definitely.
I definitely didn't get bored. I mean, I know a few people that did get bored within this film, and I can understand why. If it's not your film, then that's fair enough. But I personally didn't get bored at all. Was drawn into every single moment of it.
Yeah, exactly the same for me. I was told before I watched it by a friend who watched it a little bit before me, that the first 20 or 30 minutes he thought it would drag and it was a bit boring, but I never felt that at all. Like,
No.
I felt that the pace was perfect. I thought there was plenty going on. They start off with an action scene.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like and it had plenty of action in it. And the action was nicely joined up. There was lots going on. I'm quite good with following plot lines, and maybe for people it's a bit too much of a thinker, especially if you're a bit tired. Maybe.
I think that probably the first 30 minutes were my favourite parts. It showed who they were very well. It showed what their roles were in the group, and it showed what they were doing. I mean, It summed it up pretty much.
I'd agree. I think the first 45-50 minutes of the film are the strongest part. Yeah. And I don't mean that by that the ending is crap or anything like that, but it builds up very well. I think you should watch it if you like a dirty cop drama, because it's, for people who like dirty cop dramas such as myself, it's perfect. You've got to be able to like a long film, because at 2 hours it's not a massive stretch, but if you go into it thinking it's an action film and you expect an hour and a half action film, it might be a little bit too long for you. But I didn't think it dragged any stage, so it depends on how you view films, I suppose. Some good actor performances, but no blow-away performances. Not like The Revenant, where you say like Leonardo DiCaprio absolutely smashed it and deserves an Oscar.
There's no standout characters.
Yeah, but everyone does it well.
Yeah,
evenly well.
The main reason to watch this is because of the attention to detail within this film.
Agreed.
It's incredible. There's just certain bits, certain points where some films wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
The attention is just amazing.
I really loved it. Onto ratings, I suppose. I'm going to give it a decent 8. So I'm going to give it an 8.2. Things like watching Deadpool. I just love the fight scenes and the action. Triple Nine has fight scenes and action, but not necessarily to my style. But it was still very good, and I really enjoyed it.
Probably give it a 9.
I'm going to go 9, yeah?
Yeah, very, very high 9.0.
9.0. Excellent stuff. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. We've been Should I Watch It? Please like our videos, comment, even comment with some suggestions if you've got any, and definitely subscribe for more videos. And we'll keep trying to get these videos out as long as possible. We're going to try and do one a week, and then we're going to try and up that if we can, if there's enough material. So
yeah. And of course, Twitter and Instagram now.
Of course, Twitter and Instagram. I'll stick the addresses at the bottom of the screen here somewhere. And yeah, thanks for watching.